So High Evolutionary is finally here, and he's crazy, and I love him, and this might be the coolest card I've ever seen in a card game. His effect is just that unique and that special, and so far in my early testing, he also just seems really good. So I think it's gonna be some powerful High Evolutionary decks as well. So an absolute just masterpiece of a card as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you haven't seen how this one works, I'm going to run through these cards a little bit. If you just want to see some action, go ahead and skip to the gameplay. But High Evolutionary is going to evolve the non-ability cards in Marvel Snap, of which there are 7 in the base set. So he's going to give them some extra special abilities where they otherwise wouldn't have any. So Wasp is going to be able to afflict negative power on 2 cards for your opponent. Misty Knight is going to give you a buff when you have unspent energy. Shocker is going to discount a card in your hand. Cyclops is going to afflict 2 cards with negative power at the end of turns where you have unspent energy, so kind of an affliction and unspent energy hybrid card here. Thing is going to afflict 3 cards with his on reveal. Abomination gets cheaper as you have negative power afflictions on your opponent, and Hulk gets bigger as you've had turns with unspent energy. So basically there are 2 packages combining here, an unspent energy package and an affliction package. And in this deck, I just threw them all in. It's not going to be the best way to play High Evolutionary. I'm fairly certain you're going to want to pick and choose specific cards and make those fit into strong archetypes. And that's really going to unlock the potential of this card. But I have to say, through my first, I don't know, 12 games or something with High Evolutionary that I've had a chance to play, this worked surprisingly well. These might be 2 disparate packages, but the cards are all kind of individually good enough, and the payoffs are strong enough when you hit the, free Abominations and the 20 power Hulks that they just win games, even when the deck is not perfectly built around some, meta archetype. You just throw stuff in with a few support cards like Sunspot and She-Hulk and Scorpion here, and this deck worked surprisingly well. Of course, we'll keep an eye on the High Evolutionary meta as it evolves over the next week or so, and see which decks are really able to best capitalize on these 2 distinct packages that he unlocks. But you might not go too wrong just throwing a bunch of cards in a deck and seeing just how good they can be, as you're going to see in this video, because this deck and this card were surprisingly pretty crazy. Okay, yeah, we love Misty Knight early, man. We seem to be hitting Misty Knight really a ton, dude. Hulk could just absolutely hard carry Atlantis. We've got a good float hand. Like, Abomination doesn't play to it, but certainly Hulk and She-Hulk do. The opponent's got a Sunspot. Okay, so this is a bit more of affliction. Do we want to float here for Misty Knight and just play Scorpion on 3? Yeah, probably. The Misty Knight's not buffing anything because it's another friendly card, but buffs up the Hulk, which we hope to carry left. Oh, that's good. Might be a small, nice little advantage there. So, it's how many cards is Scorpion gonna net is question number 1. Ooh, Shocker on the Hulk is kind of a fun idea too. Makes him 5, so you can float an additional energy on that final turn. That going there does risk maybe losing a free Hulk left, although, my god, Hulk doesn't have to go left, right? It's not mandatory. It's fine. So Shocker getting buffed, that's good. Sunspot scaling a ton. This deck does not have Shang-Chi. That's the sort of thing you probably should put in this deck, for the record, I think. I think that would be very nice. Okay, so this makes She-Hulk playable next turn, and then Hulk on 6. So hopefully Hulk carries a lane, She-Hulk contests a lane herself, and then, we go from there. Shocker up to 5. Dude, Misty Knight's good. She's feeling good here, by the way. Kind of like a, second Sunspot in a way. It's pretty good. So this kind of technically goes toe-to-toe with the Sunspot. Do we put this here and play one more risky Danger Room, or do we just let this roll to Atlantis? Yeah, maybe we let it roll. She still technically makes the Sunspot do some work, like at 13 to 11 currently. So I don't think the opponent's going to be unhappy to do that necessarily, but at least they have to do that maybe. And they might roll a Scorpion left anyway and then break that Sunspot buff, and we're even better off, right? We'll see. We'll see. Kind of a similar list to us, by the way. They seem to be just playing a lot of stuff as well. Yeah, we probably go Hulk left now because that's just so insane. Floating is good here, I guess, technically. Dude, this Hulk is 19. That's actually insane. Dude, he's so big. It's actually crazy. 24. Yeah. Guess they probably thought left was safe, but Hulk too big. Dude, I love that Hulk is getting played. Like, you have these such iconic characters, these no ability characters, right? Some of them kind of go into Patriot decks here and there, right? But not Hulk usually, not Cyclops usually. So having cards like Cyclops and Hulk and the Thing, all just beloved top tier Marvel characters actually getting played. Oh, it's dreamy, dude. That's exactly what we've wanted for so long. So yes, you know, maybe they've been manipulated by an evil guy, and that's the only reason, but who cares? I like my Hulks, man. I'm happy to see some Hulks in action. All right. Oh, clunky hand, man. Really expensive hand. No benefits. I mean, Hulk is getting buffed, which is cool. I like that, I guess, but oh, She-Hulk discounted into play because of Titan. That's pretty chill. Oh, Sakaar could be nice for us. It's as long as it's not Misty Knight, I guess. Misty Knight's kind of not that exciting. That is very exciting. Okay. Also got a good roll to Doom. Yes, but we like the Hulk. Okay. Interestingly, Thing here won't actually discount Abomination much because it's gonna get Clintar'd away. We would technically be a little better off going here for the sake of the Abomination. It just feels bad to only hit one target. With Hulk played though, we definitely don't care anything about Sunspot or Misty Knight. The problem is we just have priority already, so we're only ever hitting this one target, making Abomination cost 4, which I guess, if I really think about it, a 4 cost Abomination is not a bad card. We need to be clear. That's actually pretty good. There is no reason to be that sad about a 4 cost Abomination. Yeah, maybe left. I don't know. We're like a little ahead left, and I think we need to be a little more ahead mid. Certainly way ahead right, although Shang-Chi could change that in a heartbeat. Let's put her left now just to shore that up a little bit more, since this will only be a 1-point advantage. Now we make it 3. This appears to be more affliction based. I think, you know, we're gonna see a lot of affliction focused decks and a lot of float focused decks, but maybe not fusing them together so often. Although honestly, this has felt fantastic so far. Like maybe you can just toss it all in one deck, who knows. Okay, so Cyclops with an energy float here is pretty legit, probably. We get a buff off Misty Knight. We get -2 for Cyclops. That swings this +6. We kind of assume they're also going to get -2 though as well, so we're probably adding 4 power here meaningfully, which is a tie. So maybe we Scorpion mid in that case. That could be a little bit better. The opponent may not technically finish with unspent energy, but let's try. And then they have to flip these other 2 spots, which doesn't seem impossible, but also does not seem especially likely. Like one big Hulk here won't be enough, for instance. It's gonna have to be a 2-card play that are both pretty sizable. Yeah, that just won't do the trick. Cool. Dude, I love this, man. This is fun. Like, I love seeing these big Hulks. I just have always loved cards with gigantic numbers, so just big fat stat Hulks are crazy. Okay, we love Misty Knight 1. We don't necessarily hate Negative Zone as much in this deck as in many, because we do have some taller cards. Hulk in particular just does not care about -3, right? Yeah, we'll go toe-to-toe with anybody as a giant Hulk. Currently lining up for an 18 Hulk. Nebula's kind of the same size too, or not size, but same vibe though too. Like she'll just chill there because the opponent knows I'm not playing much. I like that play. Nebula's gonna contest that pretty hard on her own. We could do a Thing though too to flip that back pretty quickly, because Thing is 9 power and he's not even expensive in that case. Ooh, Embassy. I love Embassy. Oh, we can rip Nebula over here though, and maybe Destroyer if we just really commit here, which we can because we can drop Thing. And then now Hulk is really well positioned in Negative Zone too, so this looks pretty good. That Nebula's gonna be in trouble. All right, so that's definitely pointing towards Abomination. Thing here should absolutely secure this. I wouldn't expect the opponent to even play to it though, because they're already so far behind. They're just crazy behind. But it's fine. We're just securing that and then basically playing for Negative Zone, I think is the plan. So We could float totally on 5 or probably just play like, you know, small things, Scorpion Wasp. I guess something like Cyclops would be sort of perfect. Oh, they added power mid. I'm stunned. Wait, really? Maybe they thought I wouldn't contest, but man, I'm absolutely gonna contest that all day, every day. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. We're not really ever playing anything alongside the Hulk, I don't think. So let's just put a bunch of big stuff right and hope for the best. At least, you know, make them work for it. They have to commit a card right, so that's helpful to us. Even if they pull it back, they're committing resources and time to it. I think mid we trust is secure-ish. Obviously, something like the Hulk could pull it back for them, but in that case, they're just committing one card and we're winning everywhere else. So. Oh, Storm. All right. I mean, that doesn't really change my fate much on the Hulk. Yeah, we flip that back with Hulk still, don't we? Or wait, is he? Yeah, he's 15. Yeah, actually just enough. Jeez. Hey, High Evolutionary. I haven't really been drawing you much, man. I'm happy about that. Yeah, okay. This should be fine. If they play Hulk, they flip one of the 2 spots. We're good in the other 2, so it doesn't matter. All good. Whew. Theirs look bigger, but not big enough. Hollow really carried us there. That was a big hollow swing. Dude, this deck's flying, by the way. We are winning a ridiculous amount of games. I'm a quick 7-2 with this deck so far, man. I'm 13 cubes. Jeez, I built like some garbage too. I didn't do any planning on this deck. We're just winning like crazy. Yeah, Misty Knight's fine. Let's do that. I'm guessing Grand Central is the hot location because I think I've seen it in like a million games. I just realized. I don't think I saw otherwise, but it seems to be pretty hot. It's gonna be hot. Yeah, Scorpion's good, man. We got stuff I want to play here. Ooh, Elysium lets me float and play this Polaris, which is cool. I actually don't even need to disrupt much, but just in case they want to stack elsewhere, I can pull it back to mid maybe. Oh, I'm gonna pull Rock in. That's pretty good. They're really tight mid now. And my rocks are getting buffed, you fool! You fool! So this makes Hulk cost 4. I should probably play Wasp now because she's gonna get too expensive next turn on Dream Dimension. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Like, just get her down now. It's fine. She actually costs 0 because of Elysium. Still, maybe it's okay. I didn't need to, but just in case. Maybe we want to play Abomination sooner. Let's say it was that all along. Oh, Absorbing Man Debris. That's pretty cool. That's why they played mid. I wondered why they played a card mid. That seemed a little strange. So Misty Knight can actually carry us mid if we get lucky, I guess. Yeah. Either of these getting pulled is pretty chill, and then the final turn I just play the thing in the final spot or whatever the big remaining thing is. You could do the same thing with Hulk, but then Hulk. Well, I guess if Hulk got pulled left, that wouldn't be the end of the world, right? Like thing here. That lets me float again for Misty Knight as well, which is pretty chill because I need to hit 1 buff mid, I think, for Misty Knight. That's probably a little bit better. If Abomination gets pulled left, we might have a hard time winning. It's the thing, though, and then we'll have Overkill right. That's the only issue. It's kind of a 50-50. It's not like Abomination's the end of the world, but Hulk is obviously dramatically better in this case. So is the Misty Knight upside worth it or not, I guess? That's your question. Hulk? One-time Hulk? Nice. Okay. Ah, just High Evolutionary. Okay. They got 1 card in hand, soon to be 2. So yeah, I mean, really my goal here is just Misty Knight hits mid, man. We got a 1 in... it's actually not even a 1 in 3 technically, because Misty Knight can't buff herself, so she's slightly less likely to hit left. So a tiny bit better than a 1 in 3, I guess. I guess a 4 out of 11 is the actual value, isn't it? We know the real value. I don't know why I'm being sneaky here. 4 out of 11 chance to hit mid. It's not bad. So Shang-Chi would be trouble maybe. Enchantress, is that even enough? Doesn't feel like that's enough. Yeah, that's interesting math. Oh, but Cyclops, no, still not enough. Oh, the Hulk got buffed back anyway. Okay, so we didn't even need the wind mid. Cool. Yeah, that's not, you know, not your ideal Enchantress target really. Like, it might have been their best play, but it wasn't enough. I think they had to play Thing here maybe. Oh no, that definitely wouldn't have done it. No, I don't know. It's just not enough. Just too big. Dude, this deck just keeps absolutely murdering, man. We are crushing people. All right, Triskelion. Whoa, okay, those are gonna be hard to play too. Misty Knight and Sunspot next turn is actually pretty legit. They'll both start scaling off the energy float. Hey, that's a Sunspot too, but they're doing the same thing. Literally everybody's gonna be playing High Evolutionary decks, aren't they? And can you blame them? Let's wait on the Wasp until we get more reliable targets, I'd say. Shocker. Okay. Dude, these just look so cool with a High Evolutionary effect. Really brings the board to life. So, I mean, Cyclops is a card we do want to get in play, but I also really want to already float some energy, so it's not really time to play the Cyclops yet, right? We're actually tad better off playing Mysterio, technically, but at the same time, fills the board a lot. Are we worried about board positioning at all? And it gives the opponent extra stuff to afflict as well, although we don't know that they actually have any afflictions. It's maybe more of a energy gap version than maybe a float deck instead of a afflict deck. We'll see. We stuffed it all in, which, you know, I don't really think is the right way to do it, but I just wanted to play all the cards. It's day one, you know, I want as much as I can. So unfortunately, right is like gone for us. Maybe we'll use Hulk to splash right and hope that wins it. It's about our only chance, I'd say. Oh, Sandman's honestly kind of cool. I know more or less what's up. Like, I can just play, you know, Cyclops is awesome. Next turn we play something and float, and we just start scaling off these stats. I think Cyclops here is okay. It's kind of scary, but we have the Sunspot to get bigger. We're basically gonna be floating a lot more energy, and the opponent kind of has to always recognize that threat as well. So between Cyclops flipping stats and Sandman, that feels pretty good. So yeah, here unfortunately we don't have a great line. There's never going to be a good Abomination play, so we don't have to think about that. It's probably just Leech in this case because I don't really have much else to do. I want to play Hulk right, maybe Hulk left, technically, we'll see. Leech does allow the opponent to just dump a big stat bomb sometimes, you know. Just play a She-Hulk or something, right? That's just 9 power, so it's not a guaranteed win for us or anything, but dude, this Hulk is so big. He's 18. That's insane. So, I mean, the Hulk is a good play here. Let's be clear. Like, he's very big. The problem is, can the opponent flip mid? I'm not actually floating any energy this turn. So Cyclops is not debuffing, and Sunspot is not scaling, and Misty Knight's not buffing. So we could theoretically just do something like play, you know, a High Evolutionary here. It's still technically enough to flip here, but it scales up some of our other cards. That said, I think you just got to play the big fat Hulk, right, and hope for the best. I don't know. That seems the most fun to me. Oh, they do go for the mid flip. Oh, and they hit it too. Sad. The High Evolutionary line would have actually tied mid, maybe. I don't think that. Oh no. That's Cyclops would have gone if it would have won. Yeah, it would have won. Go get him, Misty. Is she a better one, or is Sunspot a better one? I don't know. She's got a little head start on total power. If things go well, if you have other units, I mean, she's probably technically better, but we'll see. So Hulk here is good for our Shocker, definitely. Lets him scale himself on the final turn, or just get him down earlier. We love that. Grand Central again, of course. Yeah, Scorpion could be great for Abomination. Yeah. Do we want to play to this right spot enough to keep this Nebula in check? Like even denying our own Grand Central, or do we let the Grand Central take over? Probably just depends on what we find, doesn't it? Misty Knight's gonna buff again right, which is nice to help us keep up. Luke Cage, dang. The Luke Cage techs are already coming live, dude, for all of the crazy High Evolutionary we've seen early. So this might just be a stat game in this case. In which case, I have to wonder, is it better to float here or better to High Evolutionary? Floating would let me play a She-Hulk next turn, but I probably just want to play an Abomination next turn, right? It's weird because Grand Central's also a thought. It's going to pull something. So maybe just dumping cards out of hand is better to make sure we get a better Grand Central on 5. Opponent's also going to benefit from Sewer System here, by the way, which is annoying. Did we just dump the Hulk to go toe-to-toe, man? Polaris is technically better for a Misty Knight line and a Hulk buff. So one of these is getting pulled, so we can play the other one. It just sort of depends on what we draw, if we can play it with it or not. Well, really almost nothing can be played with it. We really don't want to pull a small card here because it gets buffed a ton, but maybe they're going to play something with Landis anyway. Let's just see. It's a hard game. They're definitely a good counter to us. The Luke Cage is probably the best target because he was already small, so we're still winning mid, and then that makes left. They actually have to commit some power as well. So A-bomb into what? Armor. Oh, okay. So we can actually flip right now with the Hulk. They're up by 10 and he's 16/17 power. The question is, can they flip both of these with a 4-card hand? You have to imagine they can. But let's see. I mean, let's play it out. I don't know. This didn't go to plan. Luke Cage was a great counter, of course. So, oh, actually, Hulk's gonna gain another 2. So never mind. That's not even true. Hulk's actually 18 power. That's insane. I love the big Hulks, man. That's so fun. I want to build a more float focused deck that's all in on the float, man, and just get some cool Hulk action. That sounds fun. Oh, just the big Infinite, man. Oh, okay, cool. I saw the skip on 5, but I thought it was more Sunspot scaling. That's cool. That might be in our float deck for Hulk, although not really. No, you want to play Hulk. No. We'll probably put Magic in there and do cool Hulk and She-Hulk stuff, dude. But yeah, good win. That's a great win. That was a tough game. Dude, that's a cool sort of game effect. I love it. All right, Cyclops. Cool, like evolved glowy line behind them too. Okay. Grand Centrals, we're gonna get something pulled on 5. Might be nice to get a big card pulled there. In the meantime, Misty Knight is completely okay. If we're pulling the hand down to small stuff, maybe something big goes here, which means we can probably afford the Misty Knight. Also a card we don't need to play into anything with her effect. Gonna help us scale. Floating energy here, by the way, not a problem with this deck since we do have the Hulk and some of the cards that benefit there. Atalan. That's okay. Cyclops is still pretty legit. It's another good unspent energy card, so those will play nicely if we can find that Hulk. That'd be good. Maybe Shocker to support that as well. Yeah, this effect is really cool on these. Hey, whoa! I didn't even notice they were High Evolutionary as well. That's awesome. Oh my god, the thing is throwing freaking fire hydrants. That's cool. Hadn't seen that yet. Oh, return the favor maybe? Go toe to toe. Dude, Wasp? Well, it's interesting, right? Like the thing is actually a little better off if he hits multiple targets to better discount the Abomination. Because this is per enemy card, not per, you know, per effect, basically. And the same is true for the Wasp. So we could play Wasp next turn, potentially, and get a better result out of it. Because we still have time to play Abomination on 6 for a pretty big discount in that case. Yeah, so this is actually good news. That means we're going to hit 2 targets instead of 1. Them revealing first there is also... Oh, it's not just fire hydrants, it's also a freaking... they look like a concrete block. That's awesome. That's cool. Oh, we also might cheat Abomination into play. I just realized. Another potential. I mean, if we want to get, well, we might as well just play all this stuff, right? Like, why not? Why not? I mean, this means She-Hulk gets pulled for free into Grand Central, which is nice. And we're just playing for our top deck, and we hope that it's Hulk. Nothing else, basically. That's the goal. So we are locked in on mid now, unfortunately. But let's see what the opponent pulls left, because they're also locked in on left, as are we. So as long as we're bigger, 9 to what, basically? 9 to 9. No! Shoot. Polaris. Polaris could be impactful. I mean, she's kind of big. The opponent has 2 cards. They have a Hulk. They're definitely going to win whatever location has the Hulk. So it's like, where does our Misty Knight roll? Where does the 1 power off Misty Knight roll? If it rolls left, potentially we win left. Their Cyclops is also going to debuff me, but so is mine. So that's kind of an equal trade. We'll see. It's like, can Polaris win right? I mean, what can she actually pull? Only Zabu. It's always Zabu, I guess, so. Oh, opponent retreated. Okay, they didn't have it. Yeah, Misty Knight might have scared them a little bit. Hand might have been weak. We love Misty Knight on 1. Okay, so this hand's a little bit of a mixed bag. We got some Affliction, some Float. We'll just play whatever feels good, of course. Misty Knight currently does not feel very good, of course. So I think Scorpion is totally fine. Just swing this back in. There are 3 cards in hand, so that's potentially 3 discounts for Abomination if it all comes through. They got to play it out, so we'll see. Float here into She-Hulk's actually pretty good. We could actually still play a Wasp, just in case I want to do Abomination instead. Thing is also pretty good depending on what the opponent does. They are revealing first. There's a chance this Wasp catches a target. I think the question is, what are they playing and where? It's like, we really don't want Wasp right. I think mid is really the place to put it. Even if we lose a debuff, it's probably okay. Abomination, I think, will get cheap enough to feel good to play regardless. So this is an interesting turn, right? Thing is on curve. Theoretically, though, I think skipping turn 5 or even playing Shocker on 5 and floating 3. So that would make She-Hulk 3, it would make Abomination 2, so I can still play both of those together. And actually, Abomination is going to be even cheaper because Thing here is going to be pretty nuts. I think this is better. Like, yes, technically She-Hulk is discounted now and may not be in the future, but I think she will be in the future as well. Dude, he throws rocks, he throws fire. Just, that's so cool, dude. That's a lot of animation to go into like 1 single card. Ooh, Vision's so good with Shuri's Lab. That's actually kind of nuts. Yeah. Dang. So I don't actually have a great way to get Abomination to 0 here unless the opponent were to play Scorpion cards ×2. Just wondering how we want to go about this then. Like, is Shocker the play? Abomination goes to 1. She-Hulk goes to 3. That's 4. I could play a Sunspot, but nothing else. There's no like Cyclops play. If I hold on the Shocker, I go to 1 and 2. I can still play Shocker next turn. Kind of technically lose a little bit of efficiency, but then I could play a Cyclops instead, which Cyclops isn't quite as interesting, I guess. Yeah. I want to put some power here. We got to think about Professor X, of course, but technically Misty Knight can scale us out of Professor X range. Oh, the opponent's excited. They like this play. Okay. Let's see. They love it, Daredevil. I mean, Vision does make life hard, so you can see why they like it. Might just be Professor X right, and then I gotta beat Vision toe-to-toe, which is not easy. It is Professor X right. I think maybe they forgot to subtract the Vision numbers. Is there any way for them to pull this back that I'm not thinking of here? Weirdly, I actually think this is a little better, right? We just flip here. 18. Actually, we're adding what? 16, 17? Yeah, that's fine. Am I missing something here? Did they make a boo-boo, or is there a plan here that I don't know about? Maybe there's a plan here? I don't know the plan. Dr. Doom's not a good plan. Devil Dino's not a good plan. Glad we didn't try to win mid, though. Yeah, I think they forgot. I've done this before, right? You have Vision stats there. You're like, oh my god, I'm ahead so much. Because even the thing was 12, right? So it's not like the shocker made the difference. And it's not like we got a Misty Knight buff either. They just went to 11. So I'm not sure. Am I forgetting something? Maybe I am. You guys will probably tell me in the comments I'm forgetting something, but maybe not too. Maybe also I'm not. Ooh, Misty Knight's good. Anita Valier. Small stuff scaling well there. Shocker, yeah, we like Shocker, okay? We're not gonna float this turn, but that lets us get the Cyclops discounted, so we can play Cyclops on 3 and then Polaris on 4, or vice versa, whatever it is, right? So it's still creating that gap. So really we were looking for Hulk this game. This is not much of an Abomination game, but it's an insane Hulk game. Oh, we got Sakaar Cyclops too. That's fine. That's fine as well. Let's get him down earlier. Ah, yeah. So this is good news that we're not looking for afflictions this game, because Luke Cage would absolutely be denying that right now. Little tough to predict how likely the... And we're starting to draw all the affliction cards into the Luke Cage. So that's feeling a little bit worse. Energy float here is only worth 1 from Misty Knight. I don't know, man. Let's maybe just play on curve here, since we don't actually have the float payoff right now. If we had a Hulk in hand, I'd feel better. Iron Lad into... What is that? Oh, Enchantress. Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's just play stuff here and hope for the best. We've got like just the on curve big numbers thing happening right now. Dude, if they played that Iron Lad on their Luke Cage and it had been Enchantress, that would have been so sick, dude. Love that. Would have been cool. Do we expect anything like a Shang-Chi in this deck? I mean, clearly they're running some like sneakier counter type packages, but I don't know. I don't know. We kind of need the top deck Hulk here for me to feel good about this. Shame these don't work, by the way. They have abilities, dude. High Evolutionary, what have you done? Washington DC hates High Evolutionary. Yeah, good curve from them, man. They're rocking this curve here. Zabu putting in some work too. So yeah, She-Hulk is a card. I mean, it's enough to put me in contention across multiple spots. Let's see what they got, right? They may not have a good play to this. If they have a Shang-Chi anywhere, we're probably in trouble, but otherwise might be okay. Is their Abomination too big? Yeah, a little too big. Too big? Wait. Yes. Wait. Oh, the Enchantress. Oh no, never mind. These aren't ongoing cards. So for a second, I thought they were gonna give me no abilities, but no, of course not. Dingus. We'll say that name is Dingus. That's me, the Dingus. Dude, this is like the most expensive hand we could have. Yeah, the 4 most expensive cards in the deck. But I love it, dude. These are big, strong characters. Always my favorites, man. Always. It's pretty good to float energy, honestly. It's like even when you're not really thinking a lot about floating energy. So I do actually think Scorpion's gonna be worth it this game. We do have the Abomination and the Thing in hand, so even though like Hulk is there and obviously Hulk's a consideration, still Scorpion, particularly with a bigger hand, it could really make Abomination basically free. So we lose 1 float on Hulk, but you don't need that many floats on the Hulk, right? Hulk is freaking big anyway. And thankfully the Tinkerer's Workshop hit us anyway, so it's kind of perfect. Yeah, Cyclops should be fine here. It's end of turn in particular, so we don't have to worry about reveal or priority or anything on this one. Should just kind of work. And I think they're going to be very encouraged to play into Muir Island in particular. And then next turn, Thing will come down as well in Muir Island, I think. Ooh, I like this Wasp, High Evolutionary Lockjaw stuff. This is cool. Thanos was probably one of the first real versions of this deck that I wanted to try, so happy to see it in action here, actually. Can the Cyclops outscale this Lockjaw lane? My big question. I don't know. Maybe? Abomination is going to be 0. She-Hulk won't be playable, but one of these is going to get pulled out. Thankfully, the Abomination... oh, actually, yeah, they're revealing first. Yeah, Abomination should indeed be 0. So we can just play the Abomination and then let Grand Central decide the fate of one of these two. That's fine. That said, my turn 6 is gonna be pretty weak here, it looks like, since we're, well, potentially Hulk might be the turn 6 play as well. Opponent's really thinking about it here. Okay, they don't commit anything to your island. All right, thing's gonna wreck the Scorpion though, dude. Pixel thing in particular. Lockjaw, you idiot. All right, so that's a big swing. Also, just an additional card there is gonna be nice. So yeah, actually, Sunspot Abomination's pretty legit. I don't know. I actually need that flexibility, don't I? We got to be careful. Shield's gonna cost 4, so there are actually a few top decks. If I hold the Sunspot, I could play everything alongside the She-Hulk except High Evolutionary. But the problem is then, of course, the Sunspot could get pulled by Grand Central, and I think that would be personally pretty disappointing. So I don't know. If Hulk gets pulled, I mean, that does give me the luxury to activate Cyclops again, maybe. So there is something cool there. There could be some upside on that, I guess. Yeah, pretty big advantage now, dude. Cyclops is good. He swings hard. Super Scroll. That's gonna get buffed by Hulk. So we gotta be careful. Well, actually, how does that work? Does it work based on their unspent energy or mine? Does anyone know? I have no idea how it works. Dude, it feels weird to commit 20 power here, but do we ever think maybe Shocker's better? I think this is absolutely worth discussing. It's weird. Does their Devil Dinosaur get notably larger? Because here's what happens, right? I get +4 here, I get +2 here, and I get +3 here. So I still get, you know, 4, 7, 9 power this way. But I also don't activate their Super Scroll, potentially, although I don't know how much they've floated. It's hard to say, but I think they floated a fair bit. Probably like +4 to +6 on their Super Scroll. I don't think it will just take my buff. Like, this is +8 for me. I don't think it'll do just +8. I think it will calculate based on theirs, because it says you ended. I don't know if it's just straight copied or recalculated for them. I think weirdly this is a slightly better line than splashing one big card. That's just a lot harder to kind of predict the reliability of. So this spreads us a little thinner or wider, not thinner, although technically thinner. I think that's more likely to win. Although against Thanos decks, you know, they can throw down a lot of small stones and kind of redirect power and stuff. So they're really thinking about it, man. We're out of time almost. Okay, maybe they are out of time. Maybe they I don't know. Did they just decide to like trust the Super Scroll? That doesn't make any sense.